You are amazing. I've seen you in various programs. I loved you in For Colored Girls. That, oh my goodness, that's my movie. There are just no words to say how much I appreciate you helping my son with his initiatives for these young people.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you so much.
She, it's growing up, we watched you and just, you're just it, you know? And I told them, I like the fact that you're very serene, you know? It's in interviews, in whatever acting role, it's you, you know? It's, you know, I can feel the genuineness of whatever character you're portraying, whatever uh, you know, message that you're trying to convey, it comes across, and you're a blessing. You really are. And I just know that there's more in store for you, you know,
Oh,
coming.
thank you, Dolores. Thank you so much.
It's, yeah,
Mm.
it's so nice to see the fact that I'm on my second marriage, but their, you know, their father was not active, you know, after the divorce, but it was wonderful to raise and see how both of my sons are turning out.
Well, you've given them a lot, and
I try,
you've
I
given.
try, and I always try to support, you know, their endeavors. And, you know, they know I used to always say the only G words I wanted to hear in my house when they were going to school was God, grades, and graduation. And so and so I guess that's why I don't have any grandkids, you know, but
It's not over yet.
yeah,
It's not
I know, but I wanted them to get that education and know the importance of how much more you can do in life with it.
yes.
And what Stanley's doing, I think is amazing. He's been doing it for, you know, for years, and I just support him. I love him to pieces, of course, but I really appreciate you taking the time to help with his initiatives. I really do. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you so very much. My mommy dearest
You're
in
welcome.
the house. Yeah, definitely. Before we go into the Q&A, on behalf of all of our participating HBCU schools, institutions, and our wonderful Chicago institutions, we have a special award for you. We would like to proclaim today Phylicia Rashad Day in tribute to your Hall of Fame performing arts career, your selfless humanitarian efforts, and in providing the necessary confidence to our future leaders of tomorrow to always fight for their dreams, regardless of how big the obstacle. And that is why we want to present to you on behalf of SCJR Educational Initiative, the legendary Phylicia Rashad with our 2021 Honorary Chicago High School Teacher for the Day Award.
Oh, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you'll have a nice Care Bear package awaiting you early next week as well. But you have always embodied class, grit, hope, brilliance, grace, elegance, leadership, kindness, compassion, spirit, courage, strength, determination, dedication, resiliency, and fight that has always successfully mobilized our youth in the city of Chicago to know that their voice can make a collective difference in the world of artistic integrity and education. Thank you so much, and go Howard Bison, of course,
Thank you.
and
Thank you so much.
and Hillman College.
Yes, and all the HBCUs, all
Absolutely.
of them.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I know we have a few more minutes. Thank you so much, first of all, Ms. Rashad, for granting us extra time in the midst of your busy schedule. Ms. Sellers, do you have another question?
Off the top of my head, one thing that I do want to say, or just ask, just me being an African American woman in the film industry, my upbringing mainly is in the camera department, and I know there's not many women that look like me or that resemble me on these film sets. What are some goals, or just not even goals? What is advice that you would give me just to help me get through the trials and tribulations that I will encounter in the future, and just being on these sets, dealing with these big people, and just how to better myself overall?
Okay, well, first of all, understand that the big person lives in you, and the biggest person lives in you. Get clear about that. You know, don't place yourself low on the stratum. No, the biggest person of all lives inside of you. And that is who is motivating you to do these wonderful things. And understand that this biggest person who lives inside of you is also making the way for you. It is not beyond your reach, because this is the blessing, biggest person who lives inside of you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that.
Yes.
I have a question to ask you. Um, um, for, God, there's so many, but um, I yeah. So, how important was the work of your sister Debbie Allen and Dr. Cosby in creating a different world, which highlighted the importance of HBCU schools and the family atmosphere of
Mm-hmm.
Hillman College?
It's a very good question, and I'm very glad that you've asked it. When Mr. Cosby was asked for a spinoff to the Cosby Show, this was his progression. He and Mrs. Cosby had donated $25 million to Spelman College, because Mrs. Cosby turned to him at dinner one night, and they often had these discussions, and said, you know, we could invest in many things. Let's invest in the human spirit. Okay, that's one beginning. So they started with a different world. It's a different world. The first year was so, because of the producing director and the staff, the writing staff.
Mhm.
There was not one person on that staff connected to the life of HBCUs. There was nobody on the creative team. So one day, Mr. Cosby said to me, I'm sending you out there, and I want you to take your broom and come back. And I said, okay. So I went and visited the set, and I saw just what I said to you and how that was translated in every aspect of production. to the way actors were fed on taping day. That's just a simple example, but what I saw was, I thought, a disregard for everyone on the set, for every actor in that series. And I went back to Mr. C and I just said this to him: your name is on this and it's not right.
Wow.
That's all I said. That's all I needed to say, because I know how to talk to him. We talk in shorthand.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
he contacted Debbie. Debbie had experience in television production. She had choreographed and directed Fame. Yeah. And she also had a television special. She had worked in Three Girls 3. She had extensive experience. And when he hired her, he was hiring an energy, but even he didn't understand all of what was coming, because Debbie almost didn't go to Howard University. Debbie, well, I wouldn't say almost didn't go. It was not her first choice. Her first choice was the North Carolina School of the Arts. And she was entering as a dance major. And her development was such that they used Debbie. They chose Debbie to demonstrate all of the dance combinations for all the other applicants to follow. And at the end of the auditions, when she was certain that she was going to be accepted because she'd been chosen to demonstrate, they turned to her and told her she would never be a dancer.
Oh, wow.
Because she didn't have the right body.
Wow.
Right. So she came to Howard University as a classics major. She entered the College of Fine Arts in her sophomore year as a directing major in the theater department. She lived full campus life, having entered as a liberal arts student. She was immensely popular, and she was on the dean's list every year. So Deborah brought the love, excitement, understanding, and full knowledge of HBCU life to that production. And she cleaned house on the writer's staff.
Oh boy, did she, because between season 1 and because A Different World is, with the Cosby Show, it's like 1A and 1B, my favorite. My mom will tell you, those are my 2 favorite shows. It was like night and day from season 1 to season 2 through 6, 7, night and day, literally. And you can feel the difference.
And that was the difference. And that was the difference. And there was such excitement. Debbie also brought dance discipline to a different world. Every day before work, she would have the entire company do warm-ups. This is theater discipline, this is dance discipline. She brought that to that set. And what it did was, it brought everybody together.
Oh, amen.
Playing field.
Amen. Amen. Yeah. Gabrielle Mitchell has a question for you. As I alluded to in the first part of the Q&A, Ms. Mitchell is the CEO of Gift the Gap Counseling, which provides free mental health wellness workshops and programs to underserved youth here on the south side of Chicago. And Ms. Mitchell is a huge fan of yours, and she has a question for you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Coleman, for this opportunity. Thank you, Ms. Rashad, for this opportunity. It's amazing. Like you said, I'm a huge fan of you. I'm actually not a theater person. I'm more of a dance person. So like one of my favorite things of early pandemic was like free dance lessons with Debbie Allen. That was like a highlight that I will forever remember. Yeah, I just wanted to say two things. Like, one, just thank you for being here. Like he said, I'm a huge fan of you, and so I'm glad that you're here and that we're able to give you your flowers now. Like, this is so amazing, and I'm so happy to see so many of the girls that I work with who are in high school and now in college be on this call and like understand like what a legend you are. So that was awesome. So my question is sort of aligned with that. As he said, I'm a therapist by profession. And so with the pandemic and everything, mental health is sort of like this buzzword. It's like the first time that like going to therapy is cool, right? And it's okay to like talk about mental health and mental wellness and all of these things. But something that I try to say in the workshops that I do is that like for some people, the pandemic is sort of like the first time something bad or traumatic has happened. But for a lot of people, like we've been living in this cycle for like a really long time and just trying to manage. And when this is compounded, it sort of is a lot tougher for people. So my question to you is like, as somebody who's been in the industry and who's survived, you know, one, just like as a Black woman in America, but then like as a woman in the industry, like what are the tricks that you've used to sort of preserve your mental health over time and like obtain your own mental wellness?
Well, I don't have any tricks. What I have is practice. And what I practice is meditation. Yeah. And it's not a trick. It's a serious practice. And I say a serious practice, I mean serious with commitment. And I am committed to it because I understand and respect it, and I also enjoy it. I think the greatest obstacle to happiness and peace is the misunderstanding that somehow we are different from one another. And that happens because, well, if you look outside yourself all the time, we are different. We look different. I mean, just on this call, none of us look alike. Our voices sound different. We dress differently. We probably like some of the same foods, but maybe care for some that others might not like. You could always find that which is apparently different. And I say apparently because that's what it is. But when we turn our gaze and our attention inside ourselves, when we allow our minds to settle in silence, we experience something else about ourselves. What we experience is that which is not identified or qualified by gender, by race, by orientation, cultural heritage, religious tradition, economic status, career development, academic achievement, or any of these things. And in experiencing that, what becomes obvious is that this is common to all people. This perception of otherness is also a great contributor to mental imbalance. Okay.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
so much.
Do you have time for me to sneak in one more question? If not, I completely understand.
One more.
Okay. All right. How proud of you, how proud of you of your daughter Condola, who I believe and Condola Rashad has also a huge fan base within the performing arts community in Chicago. We all believe that she will win her first Oscar within the next 2 to 3 years. She is that versatile and talented. How proud of you of your daughter?
I'm very proud of my daughter. I'm amazed at her thought process. I'm awed by her work ethic. It's second to none.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm most grateful for her humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so very much for everything, for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. Martin Luther King College Prep marching band, the band director, Mr. Washington, has an open invite for you to come visit the school if at all possible. Mr. Washington.
Hi,
Hello.
it's so nice to meet you and talk to you in this setting. You're awesome. I love your work. Whenever you're in Chicago in the Shy, please stop by. We can play any song to your request. You know,
Oh, I look forward to that, sir.
yes, please.
I look forward to that. Thank you for the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you all for the work that you're doing. Thank you, Dolores, for being the first teacher. The first teacher. The mother is the first teacher.
Thank you for the compliment. It means a lot, especially coming from you.
Thank you.
Well,
Stay
you.
blessed.
thank you for everything. We have some hardware and we know you love fashion. And I also run an after school fashion runaway program. So we're gonna send you some looks as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so early next week, some hardware and some fashion swag.
And the flyer, in case you are available to watch the Zoom, April 17th.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Right.
Enjoy
All
the
right.
rest of your day.
Talk to you soon. Chicago loves you.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.